Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today we are out here up at the hen house. Now, as we all know, that we have some severe weather that's going to be hitting us here in Georgia, guys. We are at zone 8A and we have some 12-degree weather coming now. That is pretty cold, and I know that we are running for cover to make sure that we are staying warm, but of course we have to make sure that our animals here on the homestead is also staying warm, not just the chickens but also the sheep and the goats. Just make sure that they have some protective layer from the cold, guys. Now, one of the main things that we try to focus here on the homestead with the weather are pretty much the overall weather on the outside is the north wind. Okay, that is pretty much what we want to cover up to make sure that that north wind is not hitting our chickens. Fortunately, the this area right here of the chicken coop is facing the north side, guys. When I built this chicken coop, hey, I did put some thought into it, but when I had the structure up and everything put together, I was like, this is the north side of the chicken coop. Now, over the course of time, everything has been real well. The weather, it has been cold, but not that cold. And the chickens, they were doing just fine. But now we have to come on in and get them ready. Now, so what we're going to go ahead and do, just to show you all what it is we're getting ready to do. Now, you are going to need some tool. Now, I do have me a little old rusty vintage scissors here, and also I have some staple for my stapler gun. All right, so come on over here. Now, what we have, and like we always say here, guys, on the homestead, we are trying to save costs here on the homestead. Now, I could have went out and bought some tarp or even plastic. Okay, so that is something that you can do if you don't have bags like these here for your chicken, which you should, because if you buy feed for your chickens, you will have these bags. And that's one of the things here on the homestead, guys. We don't throw these bags away because they can come in handy with so many different things around the homestead, anywhere from holding goat manure, chicken manure to put away for storage, or even, hey, just for cleaning up around the homestead. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here with this bag. Now, with these bags here, they do have a seam right here on them. Now, me personally, I'll just come on in. You'll have to find a seam, pull that seam back, and rip it down just like that right here, guys. Or if you don't have the power to go ahead and rip down here at the bottom, that's where your scissors would come in at. What you can also do, got a little extra grain in the bag here. Go ahead and throw that on in for the chickens. And I tell you, every time the chickens, they hear a bag rattling or see me with a bucket, they come running, guys. Now, these here are our Rhode Island Reds that we have just roaming around the yard. And so what you could do next, if you don't have that manpower to rip that bag open, you can come on in with your scissors and just go down that line just like that, right there. Okay, and open it up just like that. Now, what we're going to do, we'll grab some of our staples. Load up our stapler gun here. So we're going to go ahead and get our bag now. Pretty much what we're going to do here, guys, is pretty much start right here at the corner. Okay. Now, of course, you may be wondering, you say, hey, the chickens, they have feather, so they don't need covering, but actually they do need a little bit of covering, guys, especially when the weather is going to be getting so cold. All right. Now, one of the things that you also want to keep in mind, covering up these chickens here, you want to make sure that you leave an opening on this chicken coop just for ventilation purposes. You don't want to close in your chickens and don't have some airflow coming on through. Okay, so what I'm going to do here on this side, over here on the south side, I'm not going to put any bag over here, and that right there would be for ventilation. Let me go ahead, finish tacking these bags on, and then guys, I'll bring you guys right back to show you all the finishing touch. Okay, guys, and so we are getting down to the end, and so I know while I was talking, I said I was going to leave the south side down there open. That is actually the east side, and also the west side right here. I'm going to leave this side right here open as well. Now, the way how the chicken coop is structured on the inside, we should still be able to have real nice airflow coming on through on each side, because we have openings on the inside of the chicken coops joining the other sides. Okay, so this is our last piece here, and like I said, if you have not yet got your chickens winterized, please go ahead and do so, guys. You definitely don't want your chickens getting sick because yes, they can get sick from the cold and die, okay? And of course we don't want that.
They peeking at you trying to find out what's going on.
Oh yeah, they have been coming here to the door just to see what's going on here. They're like, hey, what is this guy doing? You know, closing us in. But that is exactly right. We're closing in them today here. It's going to get pretty cold. And I know I don't like the cold. I don't know about the chickens, but I don't think they'll probably like it too cold as well. All right. So guys, right there is pretty much it. And like I said, doing this here is pretty much hey, just to save a little cost. You could come on in. We bring you guys on in the chicken house today here. Now, if y'all can see how it is here, it's pretty much dark in here now from the plaskets that we have put on. And I think they're going to be really warm with a 12 degrees weather. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and step back on our side real quick so you can see me a little bit better. So while the chickens are here inside of the roost, no wind should be hitting them. Now we did leave a couple of spots down there on the bottom open right here just for a little bit more airflow, okay? Even though that north wind is coming in, while the chickens are up on their roost, it shouldn't be hitting them in their face, okay? All right, guys, so with that right there, just remember, hey, to save a little bit of change, you know, repurpose your feed bags. Look at that. Repurpose it. Now, I know when I was a little boy coming up, when we used to have the young chickens come on in, my parents, family used to raise broilers, okay? They used to have broilers where they raise to supply. And when we have those young chicks come in, that's what we have to do. We have to get the bag and put on the outside. Now, we didn't really use the feed bags. We more so used the tarps. And every morning, once that dew is gone, because where we used to stay at, it's pretty much, it's mountain area. And early in the morning, you have a lot of dew. And so once the sun come out, the dew is gone. We would come on out in the morning. Now, that used to be my daily chores, okay? Before I go to school and get my day started, we used to come on out, roll those bags up, put them up high, get a stick to hold that bag up from falling back down. And so that's what we used to do. Now, what I'm going to do, once this cold has passed, I am going to come on out and maybe take off a couple of these bags. I'm not going to take all of them off because we are still in winter. So you don't want to move all of them and then you're going to have to come back in and put them all back up again. So we may move just this one right here for this side of the chicken coop, and also the ones down there where I have all those roosters. And that's just to let in some sunlight. Now, of course, we know our daytime is very short. And what that does, keeping our hens from laying like they used to, and also the cold as well. And so we definitely still want them to have some sunlight so we can still get the little few eggs that we are getting from them. Okay, so you definitely want them to have some sunlight. I mean, I could come on in and put some artificial light, but I'd rather for nature to just go ahead and do its thing. I don't want to stress my birds out. Okay, so further on down here, like I said, roosters, guys. Now, here we are with all of our roosters. Yes, so in here total, I want to say we have right at about 17 roosters. We do have the barred rock rooster, and this right here. See if you let me catch him. Oh, and I'm telling you, pretty weighty. I'm feeling them right here. I said probably right at about 6.5 pounds. Ooh, it's a pretty heavy bird. Now this right here is our New Hampshire red rooster. Now this one, well, at least 2 of them won't be going in the pot, guys. I have to keep 2 of these roosters so I can continue to reproduce this breed here on the homestead. Okay, now
You done got them stirred up.
now if you remember, those breeds that we was breeding here, I believe the Delaware. Now this here is that Delaware rooster. Boy, we got it. So that there. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead Rooster House.
Right?
And so that's the Delaware rooster there, and we also have a couple of black sex link rooster in here as well. And oh my, that is a lot of meat. A lot of meat. But guys, that's pretty much it right there. Later on down, we'll come back on in and talk a little bit more about these roosters here and why we have so many roosters here on the homestead, guys. Okay, now just want to say thanks to each and every one of y'all for coming along with us, putting on covering for our hens. Now I'm going to have to leave here, head on down there, and also take care of the sheeps. Make sure they're going to be good for tonight. All right, I just want to say thanks to each and every one of y'all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all out there. Have a blessed day.